Tukni.
Lauren, it seemed like toward the end of the game, you guys had the bench like counting out the passes that you guys were doing. Like, what was kind of the story behind that, and why do you think the coaches had you doing that, and what was kind of the goal?
Yeah, it's kind of just a strategy that we've taken from practice. It just keeps us in our offense more and just keeps us focused on making the next pass. So passing up that good shot for a great shot. So the bench started counting out to help us get deeper into the passes count.
Why do you think that's an effective strategy for you guys? And like, how do you think that'll help you guys going into Pac-12 play to keep that mentality in your head?
Yeah, I think especially in our conference, people are going to be able to scout you and guard your early offense. So it's just really important that you're able to swing the ball and be able to get your looks that you want even later into the shot clock once we go against those really good defensive teams.
John.
Yeah. Hi. You guys shot the ball. The stats aren't loading, but you guys shot the threes a lot more today. Was that kind of a point of emphasis to get the ball moving and shooting more threes?
Not necessarily shooting more threes was the emphasis, but definitely as we move the ball more to be able to be confident and take those threes if they're open and available. And I think early on, we definitely saw that those inside out looks and those dribble penetrate to the kicks were open. And my teammates were shooting the ball really well. So we just kept riding the wave.
Any other questions for Lauren? Yeah, Tukni.
Lauren, you've seen, Michaela throughout her entire career, and today she became the 19th player in program history with 1,500 points. So, just getting to watch her play and play with her, what's that like for you being her teammate?
Yeah, I adore Michaela. That's actually super exciting. We get to go beat her up for that now. But she's phenomenal. As much as y'all see her leading us basketball-wise, she's just that great of a person and leader off the court. So it's so easy to support her and root for her in that way just because she is such a good friend off the court.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Lauren? Yep, Kari.
Hi, Lauren. Just ended off. How excited are you to play the #1 team in the country, USC, on Sunday?
Yeah, honestly, I think that's the coolest part. Once you pick UCLA and you step into the Pac-12, it's heavy hitters every single weekend, game in, game out. And so I'm excited. I love conference play. SC, that's obviously big rival night. Then you have Stanford coming in 9-10 days. So I'm excited. So definitely a great challenge. And it's just a fun conference to play in. You have to be your best day in and day out.
So, thank you.
Tukni.
Oh, sorry. That was a rogue raised hand. My bad.
Okay. Any other last questions for Lauren? All right. Thank you for your time, Lauren.
Yep.
All right. I believe we will have Michaela coming up next. So again, if you have any questions, please click the raise hand button.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Michaela. Questions for Michaela?
Can I get this off? I think so.
Tukni.
Hey, Michaela. Overall, how do you feel like you guys played today, especially toward the end when the score was so lopsided? And how do you feel you guys kind of kept your focus or discipline in what you were trying to do?
Yeah, Coach Corey always talks about how it's not about the opponent, it's about us. And so going into this game, we knew that we needed to execute a game plan. We need to bounce back from obviously the Arizona weekend and just do what we needed to do to kind of keep into our identity. And that is executing a scouting report, being really disciplined, being a good rebounding team, and just moving on motion. And so I think we did a good job. It was definitely a stepping stone. And yeah, I'm really proud of my team and the way we did.
What's it been like for you kind of getting used to this new offense? And it seems like you're bringing up the ball a lot more. You grab the board and you bring it up almost like a little point forward. So how has the adjustment been for you and kind of showcasing all of your different kind of skills on the court in this new offense?
Yeah, it definitely has been an adjustment, like you said. Just like going from more set oriented like last couple years to now just kind of having the freedom to do what you feel is right. And I just appreciate Coach Corey for believing in me and just my teammates for bringing up the ball and just making those decisions, because I know that that's going to help me at the next level. But yeah, it's definitely been an adjustment. I think we're doing a lot better. Obviously, there's much improvement with having a new offense like this, but as the season goes on, like it's only our fourth game, I believe, or fifth game. And so we'll definitely get better in the motion offense.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, only the 19th player in program history with 1,500 points. What does that mean to you?
Oh, I didn't know, but that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I think it's just a testament to just how much my coaches believe in me, and just like how many great teammates I've had over the years, from having Jordan and Kelly and Mo to KB and Japreece, and just having all of these people around me who have just really been such great people and teammates to me. And so obviously it's an individual accolade that I got, but it doesn't go unnoticed with people behind me or the people next to me who have surrounded me and just spoken life into me and given me confidence. And yeah, just been really great people.
Kari.
Hi, Michaela. Yes, you had mentioned your teammates. Can you speak on just how they did today, especially with Natalie, and your freshman Emily? So can you just speak on how your teammates did today?
Yeah, I don't know the stats because of the computers went down, but I just know that we shot the ball really, really well. I was really proud of how we executed a game plan, and it's really hard to guard us when we have so many different options and we have just so versatile. And you can see that today where Emily was hitting threes, Natalie was hitting threes, they were posting up, and there's just so many different options in our offense. And like I said, it's hard to guard when it's like that. So I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of Lauren. I'm very proud of just everybody on the team, Lindsay, Riz, all the way down. Just for doing what they do and being buckets and being ballers like we've called them to do.
John.
Yeah, USC on Sunday, and then number one Stanford next week. Are you guys excited to get into conference play?
Oh yeah, we're really excited. I think that's kind of the joys of being one of the number one conferences in the country. And we get to go and hopefully beat up on our rivals on Sunday, and then 10 days or so from now, we are going to go play the number one team in the country. And that's just a privilege to be able to compete in the top conference in the country. We're going to get everybody's best every single night, and we're going to battle every single night. And so I'm really excited to get back into Pac-12 play and face USC on Sunday.
All right. Any last questions for Michaela? All right. Thanks for your time, Michaela.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Okay, we are joined by head coach Corey Close. Again, if you have any questions for Coach, please hit the raise hand button under participants. Coach, would you like to start us off with an opening statement?
Well, just really thankful that we were able to get this game in, and really appreciative of Bonnie Hendrickson and the UCSB administration that they worked so hard to help us reschedule this game. And, obviously for me, I'm just so, I'm really humbled and grateful for my time at UC Santa Barbara. It, formed who I am now, and just really respect the job that Bonnie's doing there and their team. And so just want to thank them for their efforts in that, and for our administration finding a way for us to reschedule this in the morning. So, we got lots to work on still, but I thought we made some improvement in some key areas. So thankful for that.
All right, John, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. What was the thought process with the starting lineup change, and do you think it worked this game?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of really working. I mean, I think, Chantel has just been pretty consistent, and I felt like we needed to have a little bit more of a physical presence, and especially on the defensive end. And I also think, Natalie was putting so much pressure on herself. So, it's a matter of letting her take a deep breath and get a rhythm. And she came right in and hit 2 threes and made some great passion plays. And so it wasn't like, a punishment or a reward. It's just like, I think we needed to make this adjustment. And I thought, it's really just about what's best for the chemistry of our team. So, pleased with what Chantel did, and she really has worked incredibly hard to put herself in a position to be able to have that. Starting never means as much to coaches as it does to players. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, but I just want to win more possessions and have good starts. So it's really for me just about that.
Tukni.
Coach, we see Michaela, grabbing rebounds like always, scoring baskets like always, but she's also, I feel like, bringing up the ball a lot more this year. Just can you kind of speak to just the versatility and the versatile player she's grown into, and also to have her become the 19th player in the program to score 1,500 points?
Wow. Well, maybe I'll back into that. 1,500 points. It's just truly a great accomplishment. But you think about how she came in and where her shots came and how her skill set has progressed year by year. And it's truly remarkable. It's a compliment to her first and foremost. She just has great work ethic, but she has some great people in her life back in Colorado that have helped invest in her game. She goes home this summer and really not having many options. And she had a lot of people pour into her game. But, Michaela, it's interesting in the locker room, Coach Shannon called her out that in the midst of everything, it doesn't matter if she's having a great game or a terrible game, she's always everyone's biggest cheerleader. And, she just wants to help her team so much. And so as much as I'm thrilled for her individual toolbox that continues to get better, and if I was a WNBA coach, there'd be no doubt in my mind she'd be a top 5 draft pick for sure. And she's not even scratching the surface. She's going to be such a great pro. But it even pales in comparison to the kind of teammate she is. And so Shannon was just praising her for how she sets the tone for our selfless chemistry, because when your best player is that kind of leader, it just sets the tone for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. And you got this game rescheduled. Is there any possibility of rescheduling the Pepperdine game that you know of?
Yeah, we don't have any specifics on it, but because we're both, we're 45 minutes away from each other, we've sort of just said, hey, let's see how the season matches up. And if one team has a cancellation and it matches up that we can reschedule, we'll try to do that. We've actually tried a couple dates and haven't been able to solidify it quite yet, but I'm hopeful that we will be able to get that game in at some point. It's just going to be sort of a, hey, you got availability this week? Okay, we do too. Let's go, and it's just sort of how things are rolling this year.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kari, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Congrats to your win today. Can you speak on just how it was important for the team to continue to play hard despite the score?
Yeah. Our biggest thing has been discipline over default. And your default is that you all of a sudden relax or you start to play the score or whatever else. But we have to choose discipline, improvement, refocusing. And I thought we had one dip in the first half and one dip in the second, and called timeouts on those and really challenged our team. But I was pleased with how they responded. We wanted to keep them under 45 or under, and we barely got that. But I thought we showed some growth in more sustained focus over the course of the game. And we just kept saying, we're not playing for this score. We're playing to get better. We're playing to be ready for our next challenge. And, I think they've really bought into that. We had a very difficult film session on Monday. Sort of having to hold the mirror up to ourselves on some times this last weekend, asking them, how many of you have some possessions you'd like back? And every one of them raised your hand. And so this is about earning inches. This is about earning possessions. This is about earning confidence and improvement. And I do think we made some really good steps in the right direction.
Thanks.
John, go ahead.
Yep. USC this weekend, big rivalry game. Is it difficult to kind of jump into conference play so early in the season? It's only 4 games in, and what are you guys looking to do in that game?
Everything is difficult, John. It's like the theme of the whole year. Every little thing is more difficult. But well, it really doesn't matter. You can't control it. I mean, you've heard me say a ton of times, events plus response equal outcomes. And if we want to get a win at USC, we better not focus on the events and how hard things are. It is hard. Everything is hard, but so what? The teams that focus on their response and their growth in the midst of the difficult things, those are the teams that are going to create improvement and create confidence and chemistry. And so, you know, USC, I watched both of their games. I think I've seen them on film now 4 times, and they really, you know, they've been strong mentally. I mean, look what their numbers, you know, our team can't complain about our numbers. SC's in even a little bit more difficult position than us. And they had to be shut down for 2 weeks. So just no excuses. They're fighters. And as much as we're total rivals, and Pam Walker will kill me for saying this, you know, I have a lot of respect for their program, and they do a good job, and we have great games. And last time we went down there, we lost by 2 in double overtime. Like, it's just this, you know, it's one of those privileges when you get to represent the 4 letters of UCLA across your chest. You better understand how lucky you are to play in these kind of rivalry games. I mean, this is one of the top 5 rivalries in all of college sports. And I want our team to understand not only how important it is, but more so than that, it's more what a privilege to play in those kind of contested games. And we have a saying in our program that pressure is a privilege. You got to lean into the pressure and develop the mental neutrality to make the next right decision. And we're going to have plenty of opportunities to do that against USC. We haven't had our game plan meeting yet, but you know, it's going to be about keeping India Rogers out of the paint. And they've got some more shooters this year on their team. So it's going to be, you know, really you know, it's going to be a challenge no matter what, but I'm not totally solidified on our game plan yet.
Sue, go ahead.
Hey, hi, Corey. Just wondering what have you noticed? I mean, like every day is kind of like 4, you know, in dog years. This is dog years.
It is.
What kind of improvements have you noticed from last Friday at Arizona to today?
Well, I thought that we really challenged them with their defensive rebounding and transition defense. And I thought we did much better on that today. We had 89% of our defensive misses. We controlled their defensive misses. We controlled the defensive boards. That's a huge thing. And we got like 61% of our offensive misses. We got second shot opportunities. So that's a big improvement from last weekend. And then our transition D was really poor in both games against Arizona and against Arizona State. And I thought we were much more focused on slowing the ball down earlier, playing basketball in the middle third of the floor. Those are big things. And then lastly, on the offensive end, we've been really challenging them to string passes together. We were going one-on-one way too soon in the shot clock. We were just making way too many one-on-one plays off the dribble before we made the defense defend in space. And you know, I might have heard our team was counting out passes in the end. We were trying to get 7 passes before we shot. You know, because we need to string more passes together. We need to have more teamwork oriented shots. And I do think we made some steps in the right direction, but we still have a long ways to go.
Okay, we will wrap it up with Tukni.
On that note, speaking of passes, I think we don't know the exact numbers because the computer went down, but I think Lauren may have had a career high in assists, whatever she ended up with. When you have a forward who can do that, how does that open up your offense, and what do you think about her game today?
I actually think Lauren is one of the keys to our season this year. I call her the point forward. She has always been such a good passer. She has a great IQ. She's grown in her mental discipline. I really think Lauren is playing her best basketball right now of her entire career, and I think she's starting to get some confidence. She just puts so much pressure on when you have that great body, that she's got humongous hands, and she's got great hands. She sees the floor well. It's really fun. I really think she's going to be a big force in our offense this year. And it's not just in the points she's going to score or the rebounds she's going to get. It's going to be how she creates for others. She's really good in DHO, dribble handoffs. She's also she's just improved her passing out of double teams a lot. And so Arizona State doubled, and then they started doubling today, and we got really good shots out of it, predominantly because of Lauren's vision and passing. And so it really puts a lot of pressure on defenses. So really pleased with how Lauren is growing. And, I really think her best days are ahead.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your time.